Hey guys, Mr. B2890 here, and today I'm gonna basically just say something that I've been thinking about for a while, and it's to do with The Undertaker. Obviously, we all know The Undertaker lost at Wrestlemania 30. Stupid decision, in my opinion, but I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm going to say is, should The Undertaker compete at next year's Wrestlemania, at Wrestlemania 31? And simply, I think the answer is no. I don't think The Undertaker should compete at Wrestlemania, because I just think, the whole point of The Undertaker sticking around, only coming back once a year, was because of the streak. Now that the streak's over, there's no real kind of reason for him to kind of come back and face top guys at WrestleMania and stuff. And if you watch the match between Lesnar and Taker, Taker's supposed to have one match a year, and those matches always have high hopes. And the Lesnar match was definitely a step down, and I mean a massive step down from a lot of the other matches we saw. From previous Undertaker Mania matches, like obviously a great match with Punk and Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and I think the last bad Undertaker WrestleMania match before that was, I think, probably Mark Henry at WrestleMania 22 in the casket match, which was terrible. But anyway, so this was definitely a big step down from WrestleMania matches involving The Undertaker, and the reason why was because not long into the match, Undertaker actually suffered a concussion, and somehow he managed to continue the rest of the match, which I'm impressed by, which I think is kudos to The Undertaker. But I just think he's supposed to have one match a year, and in that one match he picks up a concussion within the first 10 minutes. That kind of is a sign of the fact that The Undertaker's clearly not in the best condition to kind of wrestle at all. If just in one match he can't even last, which to be honest, it's understandable, because The Undertaker's been around for years and years. He's been around for about 22 years, about maybe more. He's been around the golden era with Hogan and everyone like that, and then the new generation era, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, all the way through the PG and PG era. So this guy has been the kind of no matter what time period, The Undertaker was there in the WWE. And it's going to be it's just weird to think of WWE without The Undertaker, because he's just been such a constant in WWE. But again, I just think if he can't necessarily go as well as he used to, I just don't think he should really have any WrestleMania matches anymore, because I don't want to see him mess up his health and his body just because just for us. I think that's quite selfish, just to expect him to keep wrestling even though he may be in he may seriously hurt himself, maybe even worse than what happened to WrestleMania 30. But there's only one sort of person that I think, if they put him up against The Undertaker, I would say fine. That match is good enough. I think that's a match that it still makes sense, even though the streak is over. And that person is Sting. Again, Sting has talked about how he'd love to have a match with The Undertaker. It's just one kind of thing in WWE he'd love to do. And it makes sense. They're quite, they're both, especially they're quite similar gimmicks. Well, they're not similar gimmicks, but they have that same kind of similar creepy, thing. And I think the match doesn't necessarily have to go on for 20 to 30 minutes. You could I think you could do a nice 15-minute match, so then that way The Undertaker doesn't get seriously hurt. But I think the match would be good. I think a lot of it would obviously play off the crowd reaction as well. But I think what you should do is you do a double retirement match where it's the last match for both guys, and because it's Sting's first match and it's Undertaker's last match, you have first and last, and Undertaker's last match, you have no idea who's going to win. I would personally have Undertaker go over, but that's just my opinion. I really think if you are going to have Taker wrestle at WrestleMania this year, that's the only person you can put him up against, because it wouldn't make sense for anyone else. It just wouldn't, because the streak's over. There's no real reason for anyone other than Sting to be like, I want to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania. It's as simple as that. And again, I seriously don't want Undertaker, seriously damaging himself, at WrestleMania, because he's clearly not in the best condition. He's not in the best sort of his health. Obviously, it's weird to think though, at WrestleMania 29 he went from having a great match with Punk, and he seemed to be in pretty good condition still, to having a very kind of sloppy match and with Brock Lesnar after suffering a concussion early in the match. It's just weird to think, in my opinion, to be honest. But yeah, anyway guys, thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe.